Hello and welcome back to another session of serde-yaml. In the previous one we have basically finished 2.13 and 2.14 and have added a few new presentation details that include the document start and end indicators as well as the maximum width hint for folded scalars. Okay. Now about this thing here, we just go ahead with 2.15 and try to make serde-yaml serialize that as is. And yeah, so that's folded style. So these settings here are kind of okay already. We can try to reuse them. The string, I will try to build here. So considering, this is going to be on one line. And then we said, well, empty lines basically mark a new line. So the string should have a new line here and more indented ones. How many indents are there? I think it's 2. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, is this just one space indent? Yeah, one space indent. Wow. That's odd. I thought it was, how many are there here? 1, 2, huh? 1, 2. And here just 1. That's interesting. Well, I think this will end up being 2 because 2 is the default. I'm not sure if this is a bug or is intended that way because here it's 2 as well. But anyway, so here for some reason it's 2 indents and more indented ones keep the new lines as well. So I think we are not going to get the same results because the new line, how should it know that how should it know that the new line here should be a space and the new line here should be made through an indent. It has no idea. So I guess what we have to do is make a string that tells the expected result that we also can't generate in in the Rust version for the same reason, right? We have no idea how within a literal we should have 2 different kinds of formatting. But this is something we might want to be able to deserialize properly. So I think that's just that. Yeah, so I would like to, we can still put it into the data, I think. But adjust the offset a little. 1, 2, 3. See, so that's +1, +1. So now this should be as I would expect it to be. And I guess it ends with a line break. And we just dump the thing here directly. And yeah, let's drop it here. Nope. Note for deserialization testing only, as the example can't be manufactured, as there are 2 different line break styles within one string literal. Even if it would be 2 string literals, we can only define these styles on a global level right now. So that won't do. And I think in the serde-yaml version we also can't define that properly. It is an interesting thing though. We might want to be able to do this in YAML because why not? It's another attribute, right, that we can in fact specify. So let's make this 2.15 here and just dump it there directly. Oh yeah, and I'm missing the entire document preamble. So it says it's supposed to look like this. I'm not sure about this new line here. Oh no, wait, I think there's always a new line, huh? Yeah. Let's look at the data. Yeah, there's always a new line. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Is there something I'm missing, like a space here? No, so that should be fine. Yeah, so we might wanna, how can we say that? Folded new line preservation mode, right? So this could say, well, have new lines or have indentation, more indented ones. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's folded new line preservation mode. Kind of. Folded new line preservation. Folded scalar folded block scalar new line preservation mode. Looks a bit more like Objective-C now, or Java maybe. But as I said, I would rather have long descriptive names than short ones here. So what do we have? We have blank lines and we have indentation. A mode defines the way we shall use to preserve new lines within folded scalar block literals. And then the blank line mode is a line break is indicated by a single blank line. And here a line break is indicated by indenting a line by one additional. And this is interesting because that's depending, that's highly depending on the indentation or on how our indentation level is set, right? So if we are set to 2 spaces, then indentation probably is 2 spaces. Otherwise, it needs to be 4 or whatever. Which, well, I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it, or if this is intended to do it like that. Here it looks like it follows the standard indentation rule, so it's 2 spaces. Maybe this is something we should even hard code, you know. So it's always 2 spaces. So it's kind of not depending on the presentation mode that much. So to do st, is it depending on the on the spaces per indentation level flag, or should this just be hard coded to say 2 spaces? Yeah, so I totally don't know that. Let's mark it. So that could be that. Folded block scalar new line preservation mode. There we go. Folded scalar. Yeah, so here we say scalar. Usually we say block scalar. So I guess I'm not sure. We could possibly remove the block stuff, but this is only relevant to the block scalar style, right? So I think we probably wanna add this or keep it. Folded block scalar maximum with hint. And this is the folded block scalar new line preservation mode, which is this. Defines how new lines are indicated for folded block scalars. Yeah, I'm kind of repeating myself here. And I must say this is kind of, you know, maybe too long, considering that the type already contains the entire information of where this applies to. So yeah, considering that, we might consider making this a bit shorter. But on the other hand, you know, structure style, block scalar style. Yeah, in a way it's very descriptive. I do like that still, even though it looks a bit long. So folded block scalar preservation mode shall be folded block scalar preservation mode. By default, new line? I mean, the YAML one used new line, so, or blank lines. So we might want to use blank lines as well. Even though indentation might be cooler, because it could end up being more readable after all. Yeah, probably so. So I have the tendency to use indentation instead, because otherwise it's so stretched out, right? With indentation it will not be stretched out. And yeah, I guess I have to put this here because it's just too long for anything. All right, cool. There we go. Another style. Is this export done already? No. All right, so the next one, 216. Indentation determines scope. Yeah, so here we have two different styles. We as well cannot serialize this. 214, wait a moment. Did I not rebuild this? I think we are not yet done. I didn't do anything. So 215, we want to say something about it at least. 215 we cannot serialize. So we should panic. Does this support formatting? I think it does. Anchors are not supported. Yeah, I might just drop this or use this variable here so that it's used and you don't get a warning about it. So serde example 210. Oh. Like this. And yeah, the same here, I guess. We cannot serialize folded scalars with two different blank line styles. Then I can drop this here and say serde example 215, like that. Yeah, let's try to stay within the line limits here. It's hard enough. What the heck? Let's call it like this. Okay, that's better. So let's see. Oh, let's see how that is doing. No, unresolved name. Oh, 210 we don't even put out there. There is no 210 indeed. Yeah, I can just drop it there just so that we have it. 210. Let's do it. To 11. Yeah, okay, so we can't actually drop it, but we put it anyway. Maybe useful for deserialization testing. We want to at least test that we don't support it. You know, if I don't support anything, I have a test that should fail or something. And that's how I do it. So we have D equals raw string, la 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 la. It ends with the line break. Then we just dump this as 210. Like this. And there we go. Now we have a 210 in here. So our file should, Rust should compile. And it does. Where's 210? Shouldn't this? Oh no, it actually works because it should panic, right? And that's expected. Awesome. Cool. So I like that style. I think that's something we should continue with. If you can't do it, say so. Even though this, you know, is kind of a contrived example, but I'm primarily after getting these examples into the data section so that we can deserialize them, because serialization is just the first part we have to deal with. Deserialization is something we always should be able to do no matter what kind of styles are used there. And that's really the thing. And yeah, let's keep going. Oh, I think this guy is now done. No, it's not done. Interesting. Ah, now it's copying the file over. I was thinking, okay, it stopped fanning, but what it does now is it copies the entire file over, it seems, or something along these lines. Fine. I'm good. It's still uploading. Anyway. Ah, yeah, so that's just a... I was sidetracked there for a moment. We are 215. 215 we've done. 216. Indentation determines scope. So here again, we have two different styles. We can't do that. Let's start here maybe. I'm not sure what it wants to tell you. I think the only thing it tells you is that the indentation level must match kind of the surrounding or something. Maybe that. But we'll find out once we implement this. We have no other way but to find out how this really works. Okay. 216, we'll just drop the string directly. D is this. And always this batting average, man. I mean, it's interesting to kind of use the same data all the time and represent it in so many different ways. So it's okay, it's cool. But maybe I'm kind of annoyed to see this baseball stuff all the time, as I am not a fan of any of this. But anyway, it's okay. There are much worse things in this world than that. So yeah, here we go. I have 216. 216 once again, we cannot do because we have scalars with different folding styles. How is this called? With different scalar styles. We cannot serialize scalars with different styles. So that's example 216. That is that. Okay. Good. 20 minutes in, 2 examples, so I think we can do another 2. This goes a bit faster now as we don't really do anything. In the moment we have to serialize the respective Rust data structure, it gets more complex. YAML's flow scalars include the plain style, most examples thus far, and 2 quoted styles. Flow scalars. Okay, so the flow scalars, structure style. Okay, now I get it. So the block style, yeah, now I get it. So the structure style, wait a moment. So this can be applied to scalars as well. So we have sequence structure style. I'm just asking myself, is a structure style the correct term here? YAML's flow scalars include the plain style, structure style, and 2 quoted styles. Yeah, I think it's just a style, huh? Okay, no, wait, that's a structure style, and we have a scalar style. And the scalar style is either block scalar style. Huh. Can be literal and folded. Okay, that's true. But we have a flow scalar style. And we still have to specify that the kind of mode that we want to have scalars in, which is the same as structure style, right? Because it's block and in flow we have 2. Okay, so we have, I think we definitely have a flow scalar style. Definitely so. Only defines how scalars are presented. In flow style. So we have plain and single and double quoted. Plain, single, quote, double quote. Yeah, all scalars can span multiple lines, which is interesting. I think this also works in plain mode, which I don't know how this is going to be parsed, man. But yeah, that's the next step anyway. One of the next steps. Getting serialization right is already, I think, quite a challenge. Something we have to grow on or grow with in order to have a chance to do the deserialization part. Gee. Are presented in flow style. So plain. Yeah. Scalars are not enclosed by identifiers at all, e.g. key value. Scalars are enclosed by single quotes, which do not support, I think they do not support escaping, e.g. Yeah, so this, I don't know if that works actually. Key equals value. And we might want to put this into a literal form here. Oops. Like that. Just checking if I forgot to use the literal form elsewhere, denoted by this. Oh look, I just copied this. This is why it uses double quotes for that. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I think the rest looks good. Okay. scalars are enclosed by double quotes, which and may contain escaped characters. For instance, key is value. Now let's put it onto a new line then. Key is value, and can I show some escaping here? I can. Let's use this. Let's show off some quoting styles here. That's all I'm doing. Like that. And we might also, you know, I'm not quite sure if the single quoted, I've seen it somewhere. Where is it? Here, this one quoted. I don't know if this actually escapes this quote or not. It looks a bit like it. Yeah, so let's show it off. I think that's interesting. Examples. Let's go all in here. Escaped shall be this. Yeah. So let's see how that looks like. Let's go on. Let's go with the cargo doc for a moment. It might not actually be visible because we do not export this stuff. But let's see. Open. Open. Yeah, no. It's not there. Because we do indeed not export it. But I don't want to export them until I know that I will keep these names and until I actually need them. So yes, we will just wait for it then. Oh. So is he done? Looks like it. So I can just quickly schedule the next upload. All right. So yeah, I think that could be that. Oops, looks good. Ah, come on. Quoted scalars. Yeah, we just need to. Oh yeah, that's not that. So we have flow scalar style. Now we want to have a structure style. I think that's something I'm going to rename to just style. Folded block scalar new line preservation mode. Yeah, so here we have the style stuff. Defines the style for scalars like strings. Yeah, I'm not sure how this translates to numbers, for instance. Can we split up numbers as well to multiple lines or dates? I think we can, because to him, I guess it's all just a scalar, and then you can try to parse it as number or something. And as by default, it's folded mode. You know, I think this should work. And it's interesting because I didn't know that attribute of YAML at all previously. If that is indeed working, like I think it could possibly work. So that is scalar style, sequence style. I think now we can get rid of the structure as well. Sequence style. Mapping style, like that. Scalar style, oops, is a style. So we use block. So that's kind of the YAML style. Standard YAML style, yeah, it says it as well. Scalar style. Yeah, I think we want to use block style for this, because that's kind of more more human readable than the escaped strings that we would put otherwise. In JSON mode, this is kind of different, is it? So by now, I think we would be able to specify JSON mode, but we need the scalar style. Scalar values. Scalar value style. Yeah, we also have keys. And I think we must be able to differentiate between both, because usually we want to have plain style. No, wait. Scalar value style. Let's be explicit. Blocks. No, wait, that's also. Block or flow? No, that's correct. That is correct. But it's only for values ever. But no, wait, on the other hand, this also works for strings, for keys. So for him, this is just a scalar anyway. I think that's how the parser works. But I will figure that out. But I think we are more precise here if we say scalar value style. Scalar values. Like strings, e.g. key equals value. No, wait. Well, that's the block style after all. And now we also need to have this flow scalar style and block scalar style. Where's the block scalar style? Did we use it already? No, we don't even use it yet. Yeah. Huh. So in flow mode or in block mode, yeah, I think the plain style can look like a block mode. No, wait, block mode means, yeah, if you have new lines in there, right? No, wait. In block mode, we might break long strings and form a block. But we can also just use the flow style in plain mode. Yeah. Find scalar and represent in flow style. Flow style plain. I think that's the default. The flow style is selected. Yeah, I think there is also some sort of automatic mode, right? So we would select the correct style. We would use flow style plain for short strings or short scalars, and for longer scalars, you would then choose the respective style here. I think that's how that works, unless we force it. So this is more like an optional. Is it? So for these things, we want to specify it because we always use one style only. But here we can, it would be based on the length of the string we want to encode. If none, style flow will be used. Yeah, fly still will be used for short scalars that easily fit within the document, even though we have no document related with that we want to adhere to. I mean, we have this folded block scalar maximum with hint, which affects only the block stuff, right? Not the flow stuff. If some style for short scalars within the document, and style. Yeah, that's the thing. Now we would kind of hard code the choice of style here. What if people, yeah, it's more like maybe we want to have some sort of bound there. So if it's short, I don't know if that's even necessary. Considering, I mean, Python doesn't even allow you that, to set this, right? But I would like to have control over this, because why not? It will generate a valid document in any case, and we should just be able to specify it. So maybe for scalar values shorter than, I don't know, could be a tuple or something. A tuple of a U size and then a style. So if it's shorter than this, yeah. Small scalar value style. So that's this. Defines the style for scalar values like strings. Shorter that serialize to a string shorter than the small scalar value width threshold. Defines the style for scalar values that serialize to a string shorter than the small scalar width threshold. Yeah. So, yeah, let's do this. Defines the scalar, defines the style for scalar values. Now we go with the big scalar value style. Scalar values like strings that are not considered small as they are larger, as their string width is larger than the given small scalar blah blah threshold. So this is, I think this is quite useful, because in JSON mode this would be flow style with a flow scalar style of double quote all the time, right? Small scalar value style blah blah blah. And we will need something similar for the keys then. I'm not sure how this is called in YAML speak, but we need to make sure we can make these into quotes as into double quotes as well. Put these into double quotes as well. So considered yeah, like that. If the serialized string of a scalar value is smaller than this one, the small scalar, let's just copy it. The small scalar value style is applied. Otherwise it will be the big scalar value style. Yeah, like this, I guess. So now for YAML, this will be style flow with. Oh yeah, now we go ahead with. Yeah, and big scalar style. Let's keep going, but we have to define how the flow style is supposed to look like. So that is style block, and the threshold, I don't know. I have no idea about that. Maybe 40 or 20. Let's make it 20 characters. And yeah, probably this also depends if it's a number or not. And. Good, but that seems something doable. We would have to say do something similar for the keys then. At some point, that is. And the flow scalar style. Yeah, block scalar style we don't have yet. So wait. The block scalar style and flow scalar. Okay, so this is something we wanna now define here. Scalar. So the question is, do we want to allow it to be different for big and small ones? No. So if that depends on the style, right? So if some scalar is flow style, then we will always use this particular style. I mean, we could also kind of separate this, but this would make it more complicated, and I don't want that right now. The only thing I want is to be able to get nice YAML files no matter what. And this is really the intention behind this. So I'm not going more complicated than I have to. So scalar value flow style. Block scalar. So it's flow scalar value style, right? Flow scalar value style, which is a flow scalar style. Defines the style to use for all scalar values which are presented in flow style. That is that. Flow scalar style. And in YAML mode, the flow scalar style. Yeah, we actually don't really use it. Oh no, we use it. It's plain. Yeah, flow scalar style. Right. And this is chosen based on the length of the scalar value. And then we have the block scalar value style, which is the block scalar style. Defines the style to use for scalar values, yeah, which are presented in block style. Like that. So this shall be by default block scalar style. What do we have here? We have folded and literal, and I think I would go with literal, huh? What's the default? I think folded is the default for PyYAML. Block scalar style folded. I'm not sure. I personally prefer the literal one. I always use it. Yeah, let's use literal, because that is more literal than, or requires you to do less transformation in your head to understand how the string actually looks like. So I would prefer that. And yeah, folded block scalar new line presentation mode. This is something that would affect this, but we are in literal mode here by default, so that doesn't matter actually. All right, awesome. We are 45 minutes in, and we have added. Yeah, did we add this to the 216 here as well? We did. Cool. So if that compiles, I think we're good, and we can continue with everything else. Oh no! So there's some syntax error in 340. Comma missing. Has no field name scalar value style, really? Where did we try to set this? Oh yeah, true. We can now split this up into multiple ones, like that. Cool, that does work as well. And I'm wondering, should I terminate this session or should I think of JSON? I think there's something we can try in the next session. So in the next session, we will have a constructor for the presentation details that will generate JSON details accordingly. I think this is what I would like to see here. And this will force us to add some capabilities for the key scalars as well. So I think that's a session so far. Thanks for watching and have a great day.